Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for having me.
What up, everybody? Welcome back to the Proud to Present podcast.
Hi.
My name is Colton. My guest today is sweet Sarah Chapman. How are you?
Good. How are you?
So good. We sat down and started talking for 15 minutes, 10 minutes before we turned the camera on.
We kind of forgot.
Having a good time talking. Sarah is a singer-songwriter. Arizona born, Arizona
Yeah.
always been. You're
Born
from
and
here?
raised.
Awesome. Had an album come out in 2018.
Back in March.
Called Let Love Shine. I kept saying that wrong earlier. Let Love Shine came out in March, and got some killer tracks on there. Working on that one right now.
Thank you.
I know. First thing I just want to point out right away is you got a show coming up at Rock Bar on Friday,
Yep.
or next Friday, the 29th.
29th, yeah. End of the month.
That's killer.
Yeah.
How is that? How has that been from transitioning from recording to where you are now with playing them live? Is it a lot different? I know you mentioned a lot of it with this EP was you. It was focused on you playing a lot of the parts.
So
and
I
doing
kind of
all
have
that.
like two separate avenues of expression here. We've got the Ghost Cat Attack, which is full band, more of a rock and roll kind of vibe. And then I have solo songs that were more singer-songwriter and very wordy.
Right.
And had some maybe kind of more complicated guitar parts that didn't need room, like didn't leave as much room for, say, a lead guitar or something like that over it.
Right.
And I play solo as much as I play with the band, probably more so actually, because there's more paying gigs in this town.
Right.
For solo.
Without a doubt.
So I felt kind of bad after a while, like playing these wine bars and coffee houses, and all I had was the Ghost Cat Attack live album. So like the little old granny who really loved my set may not be as thrilled with
This is not what
some
I
rock
wanted.
and roll that she got to take home from Chopper John's or whatever. Like,
so when you write, are you able to differentiate that? Do you start writing and you feel like, okay, this is a Sarah song, or this is, or is it kind of as it blossoms?
I had a lot
it
of
slowly...
stuff already before I was doing Ghost Cat Attack. I kind of started out as a solo singer-songwriter. Started out writing poetry before that even. So for a long time, my process was more that way. I was watching the Rightly So on here earlier, and I noticed their process. I thought it was funny because I started out like her, doing like the poetry, straight poem, and then you add the music and find the melody and so on. And then as I got to be further along with the songwriting, I kind of flipped more to his style, especially once I started playing with other people.
Definitely.
I'm still trying to get used to trying to songwrite with other people.
Right.
I still, most of the Ghost Cat songs, like I have the song mostly figured out as far as the structure goes, lyrics and whatnot, melody, and then I let them kind of figure out their own parts for the rest to fill it in. But
well, I feel like too that when you because I like the idea of kind of writing the poetry first and kind of letting the idea come alive, and then the guitar comes on. But I feel like once you get addicted to that second idea of picking up the guitar and doing it combined, it's hard, for me at least, it's hard for me to go back to writing it out first and then...
Yeah. It's kind of, I just go back and forth, honestly. For more than anything, it's like a puzzle piece process for me, because even if I have written, like, say, a verse and a chorus, or a verse, or I just have the chorus and the hook, that I'm like, this is going to be something at some point. I don't know what it is yet. I don't know what it is, but let's find music for it eventually, or maybe it came with music. I don't know. It all kind of happens randomly, and I try to catch what I can, and then move pieces around until it makes sense in some sort of structure that I can use to communicate with other people.
That's great.
And I don't know. I try not to be too limited.
Well, and in that infancy stage of songs, it's so fun too, because it's just like anything else. It's letting, we've gone back and forth with people on the podcast with whether it's letting the song kind of become itself and let it kind of come to grow, or a lot of times you also have an idea or, somewhat of an agenda or something that you'd like to write about. And finding that balance between, what is what.
Several years ago, she sat by this tree, barely 18, so fresh and naive, and so eager, stars in her eyes. She had no clue how much they had to cry. Grandiose dreams of who she would be, hopes and fears, battling destiny, destiny, chasing me round and round this drama dream. Oh, 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 oh. This was a temple from which she would rise, beauty and talent, a swan of surprise, hungry for life, hungry for love, longing to shine like the stars above. Oh, grandiose dreams of who she would be, hopes and fears, battling destiny, destiny, chasing me round and round this drama dream. Oh, 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 oh. Sitting under this drama tree teaches us to be free. Oh, oh, oh. Grandiose dreams of who she would be, hopes and fears, battling destiny, destiny, chasing me round and round this drama dream. Oh, 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 oh. Several years ago, she sat by this tree.
Do you feel like it's a lot of lyrical stuff that kind of draws you to songs? That's one of the things I kind of wanted to start talking about with people is what, music. Obviously, anything can hit people, but is it more musically that pokes you? Is it lyrics that get you? What is it that really draws you to an artist?
I think for a very long time it was lyrics for me. But then I think once I started trying to get used to the whole full band scenario and go beyond the singer-songwriter to actual just like musical expression,
Right.
then I started listening to music differently. And now, I don't know, it's more like if it has a really good beat or a catchy hook or something that I know is going to connect, like that I'm just like reflexively like, oh, wow, I have to keep listening to that.
Put that back on.
Or I have to find out who that is, and then I have to pay attention to the lyrics. But like, there's usually something. It might be a hook of a lyric. It might be a hook of a melody. Might be the what was it? Dick Clark used to say, "Has a good beat, I can dance to it," or something like that.
Yeah,
I might be
yeah.
paraphrasing, but like that boils down to a lot of people's reaction to music, whether they want to admit it or not, whether they think they're deep and introspective and all. Like the first thing you react to is that heartbeat.
Yep.
You know.
So, well, because it's always interesting when you find a song, someone plays a song for you that's like acoustic, and you're like, that's a beautiful song. I've never heard that before. And you find out that you have heard it like 5 or 6 times, but you just didn't. The first couple versions just didn't get to you, or a good cover of somebody doing a song. And you're like, I need that.
Right.
Well, I know someone. We've been talking to a couple buddies about getting Matt Weddle on the podcast, and he does a Hey Ya cover by Outkast,
Nice.
and it's
So does
Funny-
Obadiah Parker.
Same guy.
Oh,
Same,
I don't.
yeah.
How do I not?
I think
Okay.
Obadiah Barker's
Gotcha.
is the band, and
Oh, yeah.
Matt's
Gotcha,
the guy.
gotcha.
But yes, exactly. It's like
Connecting dots.
you're right. It's all.
We'll edit that out, right?
Sorry.
No, it's funny because I've been listening to that recently.
But you realize that the lyrics of that song are so cutting and so real and so.
Yeah.
If you just listen to the pop song on the radio, you'd be like,
Yeah.
okay, like this is, you know what I mean, like just another pop song, you know what I mean, about some girl, and then you get to the lyrics, and
harsh.
it's like it's deep. Yeah, it's deep, and it's there's a lot of hurt coming out of the Outcast. I don't think, or not the Outcast. I think it's just Outcast.
Something
I'll get
that.
pinged for that by people, but so what do you like to do outside of music? If Sarah's not got a guitar in her hand, what's she doing?
Often hearing music, honestly. Foodie also. I'm a big foodie. I love watching movies and TV shows with my boyfriend. I'm kind of turning into a homebody the older I get.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that. We all love that. Well, so what do you like to eat then? I mean, let's go straight there.
Oh gosh.
What's comfort food?
Comfort food, I would say probably like potatoes of any sort, mashed potatoes, you name it. I've kind of got a, Irish, Scotch, English background, so I think it's kind of in my blood.
Yes. Oh, that's wonderful. And then I mean, what are you guys watching movie-wise right now? Anything getting you?
Oh, goodness. Trying to remember. Why do I draw a blank when put on the spot?
I just watched this Evil Genius documentary on Netflix today, and I feel like I'm a little shook to my core. It was very
that sounds
you
intense.
know, you watch those documentaries that are real intense, and when you sign on and you get started, you're like, I want something to rush, and you get there, and you're like, I can't unsee that. I can't make it go away. Make it go away.
We've been watching Stranger Things, and I have to watch those like one at a time because I'm afraid I will have too many nightmares. I don't know.
Well, and that's the hard thing about
you start to not trust the world around you,
right.
the walls.
It's funny you say that, because then I'm like at the store afterwards, and I'm like, that guy could pick me up and murder me. That guy might murder me. That guy looked at me weird. Like, oh great, now my love for people just turned into just sheer fear of people. And Stranger Things is funny because the idea of binge watching things is great, and maybe I'm just a little old school, but I just feel like I just miss things in the end. So I'm like, you remember episode 3 when that? I'm
right.
like, no, it all was one.
For me, if it's something I really love, then I'm just giving myself an excuse to watch it again by binge watching it, because then it doesn't matter if you've missed. I'll be watching this again.
I'll see it again.
Yeah,
I'll catch it again.
It's all right. Maybe you take your time the second time around.
It's almost better to miss things the first time, because then the second time you go
fun.
through, you're like, hey, I was going to the bathroom and not paying attention, reading text messages during that.
I just got Mitchell started on Warehouse 13, which is kind of a weird, quirky show that was on Sci-Fi a while back, and now you can't find it on streaming services, so we actually had to like order the DVDs. But it's a quirky scenario.
You like an off-kill show when you got to order the DVDs.
He found it on sale, to be fair.
There you go. I had to order. This is kind of odd, but I had to order all the MASH seasons. Me and my dad. That's like our old thing from when I was a kid. So the next thing I knew, I was ordering.
Pretty sure we have a box set of that at home.
Yeah, MASH. You know, my wife thinks I'm crazy that I'm sitting there crying.
My parents had there was a MASH game, actually, like a board game. It was similar to like Trivial Pursuit, but kind of like a MASH version of it. And
eBay, here I come.
I think we like lost half the pieces at some point, so I haven't gotten to play it in years. But it was a weird thing to have in the house growing up.
Right.
No one else knew that existed.
What does this mean? What makes me not just listen but hear? What visions of truth and of light? Draw my heart out into them near. Show me thy great beauty and simplicity. simplicity, the same. Break open the masks and costumes, childish games of fame and shame. Please help me to see the things that other people don't, and to look beyond the things that average people won't. Reveal to me the secret beauty enthroned in every heart, and teach me how to touch it right from the very start. May my vision be like an eagle, soaring high with grand perspective, so I won't forget the bigger picture, and remember it's all collective. Let me see your eyes deep within every soul, and may mine reflect yours back to them, and help them to see their rose. Please help me to see the things that other people don't, and to look beyond the things that average people won't. Reveal to me the secret beauty enthroned in every heart, and teach me how to touch it right from the very start. May my vision be like an eagle, soaring high with grand perspective, so I won't forget the bigger picture, and remember it's all collective.
Sarah Chapman Music.
True. SarahChapmanMusic.com.
And you'll have all your show dates on there.
Yep,
Like we
whether
said.
it's solo or not.
Perfect. Okay. And one of the big
Yeah.
ones, like we said, is Rock Bar coming up.
Yep.
June 29th.
It's a cool little showcase. The place that we practice sometimes is doing a showcase with some of the bands that practice there as well.
Nice.
So it's a lot of local music.
That's killer. That's
Yeah.
killer. And then where's the best place to find you?
Um,
Can I get YouTube
Fuego
channel?
Bistro. Oh, I
Well,
thought you meant regularly.
that
But
too.
yeah, the website has links to all the social media: YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon. Practically all of the platforms you could ask for, and even a few I didn't know existed.
That's right. Nothing better than finding yourself on some random website that you didn't know you had.
I went through a distribution company for the EP,
Yep.
and so they put me on all sorts of things I didn't even know existed, like Deezer and Tidal and other
Like,
other
I'll take it.
radios out there. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm like, we're okay, cool.
I'll take the 3 pennies from
Right.
the title that they send
Pretty
over.
much, yeah. I haven't gotten anything yet, actually.
Right.
But I think it takes months
I was gonna say I don't.
at best.
It's weird to have a company that sends me a check, but I don't know if it's accurate. I don't know if you
Right,
actually
there's-
counted my
How
plays.
do we measure this?
Yep.
Is there any statistics that
There's
it
not
gets sent
customer
to me?
service to call, I don't
there
think.
is. I have one email address, and I hope it works for me in the end. I may never see a dime. I don't.
Right. It's all good. It's all about the tunes, I guess. So what are you playing for us today?
Today I playing Drama Tree
Mm-hmm.
and Prayer. Drama Tree's on the EP Let Love Shine. So when I sat down to do a solo album outside of Ghost Cat Attack with the songs that I kind of never really fit with Ghost Cat Attack.
Mm-hmm.
They were not rock and roll, or they were just, like I said, they were too wordy, didn't have room for other musicians in whatever way. Or they just didn't have like the sound that I wanted. Like there's some songs I would love to bring a piano or something else on to strings,
Right.
So I started doing the solo recording for that, and I did I want to say 12 or 13 skeleton tracks, and then the ones that seemed like they could probably stand on their own with just some harmonies and maybe like a shaker or two, I was like, let's do an acoustic EP with that, and then I'll bring in other artists and redo everything for the rest of it.
Nice.
So.
And you did a new one for us.
Prayer is one of the ones that's going to be on that we did a skeleton
Woo!
track
Yeah.
for.
Woo!
So that was one reason that I thought I would play it for you.
Yeah.
If you want to help me be able to afford to finish this album, go to Bandcamp and buy the Let Love Shine EP, the acoustic EP, and then we'll be redoing some of those songs with other artists on there as well. I might keep one or two of them the way they are on the EP, but I'll probably give you a new version of all of that as well.
That's exciting. That's
Yeah.
exciting. And what's that like to watch these songs evolve? I mean, are a lot of these kind of written for this? Have you had a lot of these for a while?
I've had a lot of these for a while, actually. Yeah, Drama Tree, I wrote, in the last 5 or 10 years. And then Prayer is even older than that. Originally, it was written when my aunt had cancer, and she was... I was spending some time with her before she left this place. And she was one of those people who was just so full of love and so about community and about seeing whatever it was inside of somebody that made them special. They may have had some weird quirks and oddities that chased other people away, and she'd be like, come into the fold, be accepted. Here, let who you are shine about who you are. You've got something about you of value, and she would kind of see it and hone in on it and like shine it back to you, basically. And so that's what Prayer is about. And I just had a friend, a music fan in the Valley. He supports a lot of people. Pass away, Lou Damasco.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the few songs that he always commented to me about, really appreciating that sentiment of seeing what was special in people. And so I felt like I had to play that for him tonight.
That's killer. Well, I just read a book from Bob Goff, and he was talking about don't tell people who they should be, but tell them who they are. And it was kind of the idea of even whether someone's looking for advice or whether someone's looking for direction. If I go tell you what to go do right now, no matter how right it is, it's just not, it doesn't sit with people. But when you really hone in on what people makes people special, and you really get them to see themselves before they make a decision, hopefully, most likely they're going to walk towards the way that's clear and actually the way that they should be going, because it's, you know what I mean? Yes, telling people who they are rather than who they should be or who they
I think
should
anybody who's a performer too, the more you put your art out there and you're constantly like talking to the masses, basically. I get really sick of the phrase, you know what you should do?
Yeah.
Because everybody will say it to you, and they will be the least informed person. They don't have anything to do with the music industry.
Nope.
They're a cab driver or whatever. But every single person out there will have something to tell you about that, and it's hilarious.
Well, and it's hard too, because then sometimes you start to listen just whether to appease or just because you want to fit in, and in the end it's like, well, that even if that worked, I'm not myself anymore. You know what I mean? I have sold the first chunk of me to some, like, this is how this happens. You know what I mean? So it's interesting to because it's especially true with musicians that we get told what to do, and then everything kind of can derail. Well, let's go into a bonus round. Let's do some fun questions. I know you've checked us out. Not necessarily fast questions, but just some fun ones, some random stuff. Favorite venue you've played?
That's a tough one. Valley Bar is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I also actually really like Fuego, which is Fuego Bistro does live music every night of the week. It's a kind of a hidden gem in Uptown Phoenix, down the street from the Womack, on just down 7th Street in Palo Verde, roughly.
Hell yeah, I gotta check that place out. You told me about that.
It's like a little courtyard area with a fountain, and you don't feel like you're in Phoenix anymore. So it's kind of magical in that way. Yeah, it's really small scale, and I like that. It's more intimate, and you get to kind of have people actually listen, and I don't know. I like
Very
that.
real. I like it.
Yeah, but I think the most fun I ever had was playing marquee with the band.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Played Marquee a few times. That place is fun. Of course,
Yeah,
I
it was
always feel bad because I bring 100 people. And
I did not bring as many people as I wanted to
it's a
bring,
huge room.
but I did get people to leave the bar to come hear us, and
Yep.
the promoter was pretty happy about that.
Boom.
So,
That's why you do it.
yeah.
Killer. Favorite dessert?
Favorite dessert? I know everyone says ice cream, and it is really a good go-to. If I had to pick a second, it would probably be like donuts or baked goods of just generally any pies, cakes, you name it. I'm pretty much a sucker for all of that.
Yes. I got a chocolate chip cookie obsession right now.
Ooh
It's
la la.
becoming quite
There's a place called Totally Baked Cookie Company, and they deliver at unreasonable hours.
Don't tell me, Sarah.
Trouble.
Oh my god.
Trouble.
Tonight I'm gonna be sending you
So
a
much
picture like,
trouble.
look what you did. Look what you did.
They deliver ice cream too.
Oh my gosh. I love it. Go-to album.
Go-to
Album or
Oh,
artist?
goodness. It changes so frequently, and I listen to a lot of local music lately. For national, I think I've been getting into Florence and the Machine a lot lately.
Mm-hmm.
She's a lot of fun. Locally, Kubiku or
Definitely.
Treasure Fruit, some of them.
Yep.
And I know I'm forgetting everybody right now off the top of my head.
That's right. We'll put a little list of extras that you forgot at the bottom. Like, forgot to mention.
Go to Yab Yum because I did one on their radio show recently, and they let me pick an all local playlist, and I
That's awesome.
created a Spotify playlist for it that I think
Nice.
they said they're putting links onto. So go to yabyum.com and you can check out a lot of great local music in
Hell
the
yeah.
area.
Hit up Yap Yum. Venue you'd like to play?
Ooh.
No matter how big, no matter where.
There's a few. Celebrity Theater has always been one of my favorite places to see music in this town. It's just it's got a better vibe and shape and everything. Humphreys by the Bay in San Diego was a really cool place. I saw Jewel once, and it's like literally one wall of the venue is just the bay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's like outside, grassy, and kind of a nice.
It's like the gorge, but
scenario
with
there.
the ocean.
Yeah.
Or the bay, at least.
Yeah.
That's
pretty cool.
killer. Anywhere else?
I haven't played the Van Buren yet. I just got to go to a show there for the first time. I thought that was pretty cool.
They're getting
vibe.
that place together.
I'd be
It's
really excited to play there.
Yeah, it's really coming together. And in the list of shows that's coming up there, I just can't believe it. I'm like,
It just
wow.
gets better and better.
Yeah, you
I've
guys
noticed.
just take my paychecks. Like, I will be there. Favorite TV show or movie?
Ooh,
It can be both.
gosh, TV show. I would say probably Gilmore Girls. I kind of
Nice.
have a weak spot for that. Clever writing. Movie is a hard one to pick. I have a hard time with favorites in general. Off the top of my head, I'll say Big Fish
There you go. Oh, that's a good
or
one.
maybe Hook.
It's been a long time.
Kind of a tie.
Yeah. Oh, two good ones. Well, my wife just recently tried to do the Gilmore Girls resurgence, and she said they were a little painful to follow. I don't know.
There was the newer
Yeah.
ones. There was like one that there's 4 episodes I think, and one is definitely hard to get through.
Yeah, you're like, I tried. I just feel like, sorry, girls. I feel like the mom is very destructive of herself, and I have a hard time. I'm like, I know this is why y'all watch because it's the drama of it, but I'm like, get it together and be that girl's mom. Sorry, get all excited. So first of all, Sarah, thank you so much.
Hey, yeah.
Thank you so much for coming
Thanks for having me.
on. Make sure you check out Sarah wherever you get your music. You're on Spotify with Sarah Chapman, and really anywhere you get your music.
Yep.
And
There's
then
also Bandcamp.
okay.
If you want to purchase the music, that's probably the best place. I think
Yep.
we get the most for pennies. You know.
Yeah, well, and thank you for
All
saying
of
that because
that.
I've been wanting to tell that to people that if you're only going to buy the album because you can get it on iTunes, then do that. But if you really want to support our artists, if you go to Bandcamp and buy the album, you're going to give double to the artist and less to the
Yeah.
rich guy who's angry.
Less to the processing fees and more to actually us.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, is that the food?
Never stop right in the middle.
The food is here.
But whether you're buying music, whether it's on iTunes or wherever you want to get it, get your music where you get it. But just know that if you go to Bandcamp, you're really going to support the artists. It really helps to. They do a great job of really making sure that artists actually get paid out of it,
And quickly too.
And quickly,
I
yes.
actually see that money within a few days. It's not like months later that I get a check in the mail. So
right. It's like
if
this
you
is
want
for
to
some
help
random
me
amount.
get caught up on rent, because it happens.
Yep.
Totally would love it if you go download that album. You can also find Ghost Cat Attack on Bandcamp.
Perfect.
So either Sarah Chapman music or Ghost Cat Attack.
And that's Ghost Cat Attack at band. It's ghostcatattack.bandcamp.com.
Yep,
Boom.
you got it.
And as we do a lot, I have the Proud to Present playlist on Spotify. We take 3 songs from each artist that we're hanging out with. I don't let the artist contribute any opinion towards it. I just go through and pick out the ones I'm jamming to of theirs. So make sure you check on there. We're up to, what did I look at today? We're up to 37 songs on there.
That's awesome.
Obviously, if someone knows how to do math, 15 times 3 is not that. But smartest haven't made the transition to Spotify yet. But we're just trying to get 3 from everybody on there and get everybody going. So you could be jamming for quite a while on just on the tunes that are available. And then in closing, as we always say, just do something to make the world a better place. Man, every day, do something small. It's crazy when you give to other people. Giving isn't so exhausting after a while. It's a slow process.
It's replenishing.
It's replenishing. It really is. And a lot of times I feel like it's exhausting, the thought of doing things or giving. But once you start to give, you realize your capacity for giving. It just gets bigger, and it's fulfilling.
That's beautiful.
So, have a great week, and
don't forget to subscribe to Proudly Presents.
Proud to Present podcast.
There
So
you go.
thanks, y'all, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks.